This is Ms. Gomez here at Idea Kyle. I'm a kindergarten math teacher and I wanted to give you some information regarding Eureka Math curriculum. So the following video will help answer some questions like why do my kids have to learn math this way? And this question is typically asked by parents because it is a little different than what most of us or the manner in which most of us have learned.
At Great Minds, we believe that every child is capable of greatness. That's why we created Eureka Math, a comprehensive math curriculum that helps children become not only literate, but fluent in mathematics. As a parent, you might notice that Eureka teaches math differently than the way you were taught in school.
Previously, math was taught as a series of tables and rules that we had to memorize. But Eureka goes deeper. It goes into what is behind those tables and rules.
Eureka teaches students to not only learn the process for solving a problem, but to understand why that process works. One way this is accomplished is by following a logical progression from concrete to pictorial to abstract. Eureka introduces mathematical concepts to students using real-world objects or situations. From there, a lesson transitions into using pictures and models, such as 10 frames and number bonds. When students are able to visualize math problems, abstract concepts are much easier to grasp. This ability to make visual connections also helps children to explain their thinking verbally. If your child needs any help, listen to his or her reasoning to see where the problem lies, and be willing to follow the logic on the worksheet, which was written by experienced teachers who studied the most effective curricula around the world. Your child's teacher may send home module tip sheets and homework helpers, guides we've created for every homework page in the curriculum. These guides are also available in our Parent Resource Center.
Eureka makes math something that kids can really enjoy and understand, and they will carry that with them throughout the rest of their lives. We want our kids to have every opportunity to be successful in school, college, career, and life, and having a strong foundation in math will certainly help them get there.
With Eureka Math, your child will learn that math is fun and exciting, and that excitement will help set them up for success, because every child is capable of greatness.
So Eureka Math is aligned to the Common Core standards that are set by the state for mathematics, and also aligned to individual state standards. So the Eureka Math is also pre-kinder through 12 curriculum that was written as a story of units. So the way that this program works is that it scaffolds from one grade to the next. So what you learn, let's say foundational in pre-K, then it continues on. That sets the foundation for kinder. What you learn in kinder sets the foundation for first grade, and so on and so forth. The models, the vocabulary, and the concepts, they build lesson to lesson and grade to grade. So as you continue on, or as your child continues on from one grade to the next, they are building a very strong foundation in mathematical concepts. Eureka Math is also very comprehensive. You can print a curriculum, there's digital curriculum, there's a lot of material available, including support resources for parents as well as for educators. There are a lot of resources translated to Spanish as well, if that is what you may need. So what are the Common Core State Standards? Eureka Math was written to align with Common Core State Standards, but it's the only curriculum written after the standards were created. So Common Core State Standards provide a clear understanding of what students are expected to learn. They're designed to be relevant to the real world, so we like to compare real world scenarios or like to use real world scenarios in our mathematical curriculum. We like to reflect that knowledge and skills so that because they're going to need these kind of skills in real life, and this will allow them to continue their process through college and of course their careers. A third-party curriculum reviewer, Ed Reports, they published an alignment study that found Eureka Math to be the only curriculum aligned with all grade levels, so from our K through 8. So again, Eureka Math is aligned with the Common Core standards, with state standards, and it's very comprehensive, and it assists with a lot of the scaffolding that is needed in order to continue successfully in mathematics curriculum. So Eureka Math is one of the highest rated kinder through 8 curriculum evaluated. So it has been proven to be effective, and this will be my I reviewed or started this program the year before last. However, I only taught a couple of modules, the first couple of modules. I taught it the entire year last year, and I have found it to be very, very effective. And this was after teaching direct instruction math, as is known for, as IDEA is particularly known for, and I find that Eureka Math is a lot more effective in a way in which students tap into their critical thinking, and it's just a lot more fun for them and to be teachers as well. Now, what kind of math curricular elementary teachers using? So Eureka Math, there's another name for Eureka Math is Engage New York, and that's 50% of educators are using this particular curriculum, and it's for a reason. So all Eureka Math is used in all 50 states, or can be used in all 50 states. Of course, each district has their own policy on what curriculum they use. However, it is used more than any other curriculum. So Eureka Math provides tools for problem solving. It's used throughout the curriculum, and it builds from lesson to lesson or grade to grade, like we were talking about. So things that vocabulary words they're learning right now in kindergarten, they will continue to use in first grade, and the vocabulary that they use then and the new vocabulary that they will learn will continue on to second grade. So it uses a lot of mathematical models to help students understand these mathematical concepts. Now, students are building are increasing dexterity with the models through persistent use within and across levels of curriculum. So they're using it throughout the day. They're using it daily, and they're continuing to use it within each grade level. So because a lot of our vocabulary and our system is repeated often, it helps students familiarize themselves with models, and they're able to find links between what they learned, let's say in kinder, or they're gonna find a link in how that's gonna help them, how that information is going to help them in first grade, and so on.
Hi, I'm Scott. Let's add 997 plus 338 mentally, using the traditional approach. Well, if you put 338 under 997 and start adding column-wise, from the right, you see that 7 plus 8 is 15. Put the 5 there. At this point, a student might ask, where do we put the 1? See, there's a lot of steps, and that means that there's a lot of time and a lot of chances for a student to make a mistake. However, for students who know how to use number bonds, even first graders, this problem's a cinch. What are number bonds? Let's look at the number 8 and show one way to break it up. Decompose it, if you will, into its parts. If one of the parts is 3, then the other part must be 5. This one example shows that 3 and 5 bond or add to make 8, but it also shows that 8 minus 3 is equal to 5, and 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. Students who know number bonds in first grade can do interesting two-digit problems, like 47 plus 38. Well, to do this problem, we see that 47 is almost 50. In fact, 47 needs just 3 more to make 50. With that in mind, we can break up the other number, 38, into 3 plus some other number. If we take 3 from 38, that other number must be 35. So therefore, we know that 47 plus 3 is 50. And if 50, so this is 50, so 50 plus 35, that's easy, that's 85. So if 50 plus 35 is 85, then 47 plus 38 is 85 too. We broke up the number to make an easier problem. Now that we have the big idea, let's go back to the original problem and see how to do it using number bonds. So, 997 is almost 1,000. In fact, it's only 3 away from 1,000. So let's break up the other number into 3 plus what? Well, if we take 3 from 338, we have 335. So the other part is 335. Since 997 plus 3 is 1,000, our new, easier problem is 1,000 plus the 335. And that's easy. That's 1,335. So the answer to our original problem, 997 plus 338, is 1,335. Don't you just love it when math makes sense? Number bonds serve at least 3 important purposes. They help students think flexibly about the numbers by giving them a visual structure to rely on. In this problem, kids start to think of 338 as 3 and 335. Number bonds also prepare students for doing quick calculations in their head, like doing this problem in their head versus writing it out. And finally, having the visual structure of the number bonds actually helps students learn the basic facts to prepare them for doing the column addition more easily and with fewer errors. This is a very important goal for Eureka Math and parents alike. Okay, now try some similar problems on your own, or better yet, with your children.
So although this problem is well above kindergarten level, we do start number bonds in kindergarten. Now, at the beginning, we are about a couple of lessons away from starting to learn hidden numbers or hidden partners. Those hidden partners are, for example, like let's say I reviewed this in one of my YouTube videos. The whole number is 8, but the hidden partners of 8 can be 3 and 5. So students start to learn hidden partners prior to learning the number bond process. So let's say in 2 lessons, they're going to learn the hidden partners of 8. 2 of the hidden partners of 8 can be 3 and 5. Of course, they can be 4 and 4. And then this is what segues into the number bond area. So as you can see, it starts, for example, as I stated, as hidden partners or hidden numbers, and then it goes into number bonds. And then as you can see, as this video explained, the number bond area or the number bond concept flows into what they're going to be learning, let's say in first grade and beyond, about how to break up bigger numbers or adding big numbers mentally, as opposed to the way that we were traditionally shown. For example, in my school years, I learned how to add large numbers vertically. And so it's very different, but as the first video stated, these are proven techniques that have worked, and so far I've seen really great success with it, and I feel like it's definitely worth giving it a shot. I know it may be a little bit different, but that is why we're wanting to explain it to you so you can understand how it is a little different, and there's a reason for those differences. So we're not going to go into how we can actually use a number bond to add these numbers. It's not necessarily relevant to us at this point, but as you can see, there's a way that it segues into that because the material scaffolds from lesson to lesson, from grade to grade. So this is a very good example of hidden partners, and this also goes into number bonds. So 2 and 3 make 5. So in this case, 2 and 3 are hidden partners of 5, or 3 and 2 are hidden partners of 5. And then when a student makes a number bond, then they're able to see that those two those two parts, 2 and 3, are parts of the whole number 5. Now it's going into what 2-fifths looks like on a tape diagram. This does not apply to us here in kindergarten, but it is something that it will segue into when they are learning about fractions. Again, these fractions are things that we're not currently worrying about, but just to show you how these concepts build on one another. Now you can sign up for a free account at greatminds.org/sign up to access. There's homework helpers, parent tip sheets, which are available in English and Spanish, roadmaps, which actually show you what we're learning in each lesson, in each module, sample problems, card games, games that you can play with your child at home. Also videos, very informational, videos that are very informational, excuse me. And so these resources, as I said, are available in English and Spanish. And of course, if you have any other questions or concerns, you can always reach out and we can try to find any additional resource that you may need. Some of the ways that you can help your child with Eureka Math, because it is very, again, as I said, it's very different than the way that most of us learned math. Have your child explain what concepts they're learning. I know that in my videos, in my Remind posts, I do have parents ask your child what they learned today. Ask your child what the vocabulary was today. Or I'll pick a specific word. Ask your child what a category is. Engage conversation with them that involves their critical thinking. So ask questions to open up that conversation. Can you explain what strategy did you use? For example, that won't happen in kindergarten, but you can say, so can you explain, what does that mean to you? What do you think that means? Why did you choose that? Why would you say that? Is there another way that you can do that? Another great tip is to be very positive about your child's math education. Again, it can be difficult trying to learn a new way of math because you're having to help your child with their homework or with learning their new concept, but it's important to be open-minded about this curriculum in order to set our students up for success. So again, another way to be a very big source of support for your child and for yourself also is for you to actually use the parent resources that we have available. So like, again, the parent tip sheets, homework helpers. Homework helpers are also in your Eureka Math homework book. They're right before every lesson. Again, if you have any question regarding that specifically or regarding a problem, always feel free to reach out to me personally. And again, watch the videos. Feel free to watch the videos if you have the time to do so. Otherwise, ask as many questions as possible. Now we do have access to Eureka Math card games. We use cards such as this one on the slide that shows number cards. We have several of these, and a lot of times we're able to print these out. I can send a printout home. I can make a printout. Try to use these cards as much as possible in order to help with students identifying numbers or identification of numbers to ensure that they're understanding, touching and counting. So it's important also to track things over time. In this case, for kindergarten, the great thing about counting specifically and tracking counting is to write it down. If you have a pen and a pad, which we normally do in our backpack, in our purse, in our bag, in our car, a note, like a notepad, have them tell you the score of something. Or let's say you're writing in the car, you can have your child make a tally mark every single time they see a tree, a grape tree or a flower, and as they make tally marks, have them start counting them, touching and counting, and at the end of the ride, have them count how many tally marks they have. Use art projects at home if you like. If you're creative or you want to be creative or would like to try to be creative, feel free to use shapes. Incorporate shapes, incorporate any kind of geometric aspect into. So for example, you can say, oh, let's say we're driving the car. That's usually a very you're going somewhere, you're going to work, you're going to even on the way to school. Find a sphere, or I spy with my little eye a sphere, and the sun, and your child might say the sun, or that balloon in the sky. I spy with my little eye a rectangle, and have them try to, and then you can also ask them critical thinking questions such as, why do you think that's a rectangle? What kind of attributes does a rectangle have? In kindergarten, we will be using the word attribute as soon as we start module 2, which is geometric shapes and or geometry, and includes shapes. Please, I will be using that kind of vocabulary. Again, I do post the vocabulary in order for us to review it and reinforce it at school and at work. So that's also another way that you can be able to help your child, and this also helps them expand their critical thinking. If there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to me personally. Please send me a message on Remind. Please email me. I'd be more than happy to post a frequently asked questions video or worksheet or both in order to address every single concern. If you have a question, I'm sure that there are other parents that have the very same question or a similar question. I'm more than happy to answer any of those questions for you. If I do not have that answer, I'd be more than happy to find that answer for you. Now, for parents, again, you can access the Eureka Math Parent Resource Guide by making a Great Minds account, which is free, and that is at the website greatminds.org/signup. Check out the homework helpers, pre-kinder through 12, and the parent tip sheets, also kinder through 8. We do have those available for you. I don't mind printing them out for you if you would like, if you do not have access to a printer or if you don't have access to a computer. And also you can use the homework helpers that come in your child's homework